let's talk about something we brought up before about, Hideo Kojima. It was rumored that he was gone from Konami. He was going to stay on for Metal Gear Solid. And when this happened, we both said, will he stay with Silent Hills because he's attached to it?
And I think I would hate to go back and be wrong, but I think I might have been a little bit over positive because I wanted it to happen.
I guess me too.
But I think we thought, hey, maybe he would stick around for Silent Hills. Or my thinking all along was, if he's gone for good, maybe him and Del Toro have laid enough groundwork that Del Toro and the team could at least push it through to completion within the realm of what Kojima would have wanted to have done.
Sure, I mean, it got huge buzz, very positive reaction to the PT demo that took everyone by surprise.
Yes.
You have Norman Reedus, a big star from Walking Dead, attached. Del Toro, big director, attached to this project.
Who's already been shafted on one video game and has now been shafted on two.
That's good for him.
So yes, Silent Hills is officially dead. And that sucks. Because I played the PT demo, and like a lot of people, I adored it. Some people did not like the fact that the puzzles were obtuse, or that the whole game was obtuse. I loved the fact that it was a very out there, weird sort of thing that you just had to figure out. It plays like a game in its own right, as you walk through and figure out what you need to do to get out of this looping hallway. And it showed a lot of promise for what could have been a truly psychological game.
Sure.
Certainly more so than past, recent Silent Hills. And a lot of people were looking forward to it. A lot of people were eagerly getting PlayStation 4s, and honestly, I know a lot of people who got PS4s, and the first thing they did was download the PT demo because that's what they wanted to play first. Anytime someone comes over to my house and hasn't played the PT demo, I put the controller in their hand and just let them walk around until they get scared shitless.
And most people had the reaction that was supposed to be.
Yeah,
scared, entertained.
And the jump scare is not even the scariest part. It's the setting and the way this weird setting kind of changes and morphs as you constantly loop around it. So it's gone, and unfortunately, Konami did. Everyone knew it was dead, but Konami put the official nail in the coffin and said, yes, it's done. What I think is worse is that Konami said in the same breath that they are committed to bringing out new Silent Hill titles. Why? Why would you want to bring out something that wasn't... Look, PT was looking to be a guaranteed hit. You had a fucking amazing team behind it in the three large people who were working on it. What if Konami puts out another Silent Hill game, which I find doubtful, it's going to be the same old crap we've gotten in the past years. The game's lost all of its smart psychological horror. It's really lost a lot from what it was. So my thing is, I don't believe Konami is going to be putting out many more games, period, after Metal Gear Solid 5. They have no money, they have no developers, no talent, and they have no goodwill anymore. No one likes Konami at this point.
This was shocking just because, you had a pedigree behind it, obviously.
Right.
You had a big star involved. You assume they paid Norman Reedus money up front to do motion capture probably well in advance.
I'm sure he did not do it for free.
No, Del Toro didn't do it for free. He's a busy guy. He's producing movies. So to get his input, there was probably a fee there too, or some sort of deal worked out. So they're cutting their losses in some weird way. They're thinking that this wouldn't have come out and made money even without Kojima involved. That's a whole other issue. But they thought this couldn't came out anyway. So what's going on? What sort of turmoil is behind the scenes where, you figure at least there's a demo out, and the demo came out already 5 months ago? 6 months?
Longer, probably. Yeah,
so this is in development.
Halloween.
This is a bit in development,
yes.
So all of a sudden, all that work's gone.
And it's upsetting because one of the main reasons I really felt like it could have been something special was, well, one, it showed that it could have been, but two, when it was canned, when Del Toro said that it wasn't going to happen, when Reedus said that it wasn't going to happen, they genuinely seemed upset. They genuinely seemed that they were very much into this project. And I believe with the right creative team who really wants something to get done, you are going to get a good product most of the time. At least they're going to try, and if there's faults, you're going to be able to take them with the good.
Sure.
with Konami, I think what we're seeing is Konami transitioning from a console game maker to probably a mobile game maker or app maker. And my reason for thinking this is simply when you look at how they've trashed previous series that they've had in the vault that are classics, like Castlevania. When they took Igarashi off the Castlevania games that he was making for the GBA and the DS that were so popular, and they put him on fucking mobile dating sims for, months until he just was fed up and left. I think they're really dumping their money into games and applications that are going to be played on the the Japanese equivalents of things like Twitter and Facebook. The names elude me now, but I know there are. So it's sad.
So they really look at this as or at least you see this as they're stepping away from the console market entirely. At least the big marquee titles. We're just going to focus on this little shit that doesn't cost us that much money to make, and we're still going to turn a profit.
Well, someone can prove me wrong, and I'm sure they will. But I'm just thinking off the top of my head, with this off the slate, besides MGS5, what do they have coming out? What have they announced?
Well, you have E3 about a month away, so it's going to be very interesting to see what the buzz will be around that booth. And what's the story they're going to present. It's a little weird, which you brought up about saying, well, we're canceling this Silent Hill game you're excited about, but we're leaving the door open for future ones.
Yeah, no one cares anymore.
That's like saying we're going to cancel the say they came out with the Star Wars teaser, then we're going to cancel post production now. There's no movie, but we might make a Star Wars movie in the future. And it's like, what the hell were you doing then? What was the point?
That goes back to what I said at first. This was the game that everyone thought was going to, turn Konami around and bring them back as a game developer. Because let's be honest, Konami's been fucking shit for years. And by canceling it, Konami is now dead to a lot of people. Like I said at the beginning, they've killed. They have no more goodwill. It doesn't matter what they put out in the future. That's Silent Hill or Metal Gear. But without your key creative people like Igarashi and Hideo Kojima, who's gonna give a fuck? Gamers are getting smarter. They know that when these key people leave, you're not going to get the same experience. People didn't necessarily realize that when key people started leaving Square and, the Final Fantasy started to go downhill. But now I think with the internet and everyone paying attention to games a bit more, everyone realizes who's integral to making these things work. And with those people gone, what's the interest?
So you're saying, okay, it's more like following a director for movies,
exactly,
or following even, I guess, a band really, and then if the lead singer leads or the lead guitars leads, you're like, screw it, I'm not gonna stick with this.
Yes, it's no longer. I don't think people blindly follow series any longer. They're more interested in who's behind what's being worked on. Just like when Keiji Inafune left Capcom. People really kind of stopped caring about Mega Man games. And they started following what he was doing, which is making another Mega Man game under the name
Mighty Number 9.
Mighty Number 9. And people care more about that. So anyways, this is
it's depressing because it's Konami. This isn't like, this is like a huge developer that's been around forever. And now they're just sort of slowly going down the toilet.
Konami, fucked. Capcom, mostly fucked.
Sega,
fucked. All of our childhood favorites are slowly pissing away everything they have.
I guess you would have the same reaction when Jalico left in the mid-90s.
I was very upset.
But this is Konami. Jalico was fairly big. Konami was huge.
Yeah.
They were like one of the biggest, third-party console publishers ever, along with Capcom. All right, so all those people that love Silent Hills, you're not going to get it. And maybe you'll see a new game on your app. You'll see a Silent Hills game on your app this October.
A Silent Hills dating sim. Which nurse are you going to go after?